Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good. Well,
Look the same, never changed. That's good.
Ready? Because we can get to 10 because I got to take her back to soundcheck.
Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
we just ran a little bit late. Okay?
Just
right,
let me know
right.
when there's 2 minutes left, okay?
Okay.
You'll give me a signal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you a signal. Yeah, no
Okay.
worries. Let's do it.
Thanks. Good. Yeah, whenever you guys like.
Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
Today we're hanging out with Miss Nelly Furtado. How are you today?
I'm great.
Good,
Nice
good
to
seeing
meet you.
Looking great.
Thank you.
Hey, what's the
Thank
secret?
you.
What's
The
your
secret?
Yes.
Oh, great hair and makeup team.
I don't think so. You don't know natural.
No, trying not to stress, I guess.
Okay.
Simple things, right?
Good.
Sleeping?
Of course.
Trying to. Water. It's hard to sleep on the tour bus, I have to say, though.
Yeah.
I'm on tour,
Of
so
course.
the bus starts moving, and then it's like, but yeah. So anyway, over the years, you know, you have your little tricks you pick up.
Okay. Let's talk about your new album, The Spirit Indestructible.
Yes.
Talk why that title?
Well, you know, I wrote the song Spirit Indestructible, and it was like, I couldn't think of a better title. I just
Okay.
thought, wow, this is powerful. And I was reading this book,
Okay.
and I saw that there's 3 words, the Spirit Indestructible, in reference to how we all have that within us. And the words jumped out at me on the page, and I thought, wow, that's a hot album title.
Okay.
And then I wrote the song that went with the album title. So sometimes album titles are weird like that. They kind of come even before you've written the songs. That's what happened.
You know, I had a chance to listen to the 4 singles released for this album, and they're very different styles. How would you describe the energy of your album, the vibe?
The energy is spiritual on this album.
Okay.
You know, my first album was like more in the brain. The second album was in the heart. The third was in the body. And this 4th English record's all about the spirit. It's all
Okay.
about this joyful sort of adrenaline and this youthful kind of joy.
Okay.
And it really comes out in the records. I feel like a lot of these songs are like soul food. They're really like, they're meant to be almost like they're, the album almost for me feels like a hallelujah because I was in a really elated kind of place when I wrote it.
Okay.
I just got back from my first trip to Kenya
Okay,
in
good.
Africa with Free the
Yes.
Children, and I just had met all these people that inspired me so much. And
Okay.
that's why that vibration is on the album.
Okay. Okay. And talking about Africa, I know you're working on building a school down there.
Yeah, we started building the school this year on my
Okay.
second trip there. It's called Olaleshwa,
Yes.
and actually on this tour we're selling merchandise where all the proceeds go to Olaleshwa. We have
Oh,
this
nice.
special shirt called the Spirit Indestructible T-shirt,
Okay.
Olaleshwa,
Okay.
and so it's a high school for girls
Okay,
in
that's
the
nice.
the Maasai region of South Narok, and it's just like basically the government education ends like at grade 8, the publicly funded,
Yes.
and so you have to pay for high school. So this school is like a boarding school for them to come, and it's very focused on the community and just like their culture and just all the different cultures coming together. And anyway, just a bunch of enthusiastic girls who are just excited to be at school and are so enthusiastic. They inspire me, so makes me think back to when I was 15 and kind of like missing the bus on purpose to school.
And on this album, you had a chance to be executive producer.
Yeah.
Now, how was that? How was that in terms of being doing that, the role and the challenges of being an executive producer?
Well, yeah, it's funny. Like since the beginning of my career, I've always been really invested in the music. You know, taking part in production and even mixing, writing, producing for other artists occasionally. Like I have with Dylan Murray as well, who's on my label Nelstar. But executive producing this album, what happened is that the album just took so long to record because it actually took me 3 years. Because the first records I did with Salam Remy,
Yes.
and I would take these breaks in between, and then I started recording with other people. And then at the end I started recording with Rodney Jerkins. So by the time it was all said and done, it had been 3 years.
Wow.
So I was really the only executive producer. I was the only one who knew what material I had.
Okay.
I was kind of keeping it secret from everyone for a while because I just needed space.
Okay.
You know, sometimes you just need space to create.
Great.
And it depends, because sometimes I like working with somebody who just kind of comes into the mix and
Yes.
you kind of trust them. Like on my Spanish album, I worked very closely with my A&R, Andres Recio, and he helped me, you know, find all the duets, and he helped me pick which songs were stronger than other ones, and that's really nice too. So I like to work in all different ways.
Okay. And on your song Big Hoops, you mentioned the boy going to feel my poison. What did he do to you?
It's from BBD, Poison. all the lyrics are references to my favorite early
Okay.
90s songs, so I'm going to quiz you.
Okay.
You hear any other songs in there?
Yeah. During the course, I heard 2 other things you said in the chorus.
What?
I forgot what they were. But I heard it too.
I say the rump shaker. You got my rump
Yes.
shaken. I'm another bad creation.
Yes.
From another bad creation. Playground.
Yes.
I got the salt and pepper reference.
Yes.
Don't want to talk about sex. Want to express myself.
Of course.
Double reference. What else? Oh my god, we got so much on there.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's two
Anyway,
of them.
that was my playful way of paying
Okay.
tribute to this time in my life, about 14,
Yes.
when my friends and I only listened to R&B and hip hop because I grew up in Victoria, which is a bit south of the border, so we picked up all the Seattle stations
Okay.
and all the West Coast rap.
Okay.
We were so influenced by it, where we lived in this dream R&B world where the music never ended. And we were always dancing and singing, and it was magical.
It was. It was
So on
a
that
special
song,
time.
I try to capture that.
You did. You did.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. And I saw you had 2 different versions of the video also.
I do, yes.
Why was that?
Because, to be honest, I wanted the B one to come out first.
Okay.
I wanted that to be like the street cut,
Okay.
and that comes out first.
Yes.
But you know, I'm on a major label, so sometimes things don't always come out in the order you want them to. So the big fancy video came out first, which I really love too, because it features my friends doing their Native American hoop dancing,
Yeah,
which I think makes the video special.
that's very nice.
But then the street video is fun too, because we just kind of did it like off the cuff, you know, like on a photo shoot day. I did that with another friend of mine, Aaron, and we just had a good time. And I think the song has a grit to it that I wanted a visual interpretation of as well, right?
Now, I know you released a Spanish album in the past, and you're working on a Portuguese album?
I released Me Plan in 2009.
Yes.
And it was an amazing experience, so much fun. I met so many cool people, and it was an amazing experience. And now my next thing is Portuguese. I want to start working on a Portuguese album.
Okay. And how do you approach your songwriting process differently than doing an English album?
That's a good question. It's kind of weird. It just kind of hits me. All of a sudden, the songs you sing at home, you know, when you're like washing your hair or washing dishes, doing something, they morph. Like one day they'll be in English, and then one day I'll wake up and all of a sudden Spanish is taking the main stage. And lately Portuguese has been. Lately
Yes.
I'm on iTunes buying only Portuguese albums.
Oh, good for you.
And I'm like writing down ideas for song titles in Portuguese. It's weird. It's almost like seasonal or something. I go through like these seasons as an artist. So I'm entering into my Portuguese season.
Oh, good. You've been around for quite a while, and a lot of artists have gone and disappeared. What is Nelly most grateful for?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm probably most grateful for the people I've had around me for my career that
Yes.
have supported me through all of my, probably my discretions is my best description of like, I'm just a person that thinks a lot and I put a lot of thought into what I do, and not
Yes.
everybody has patience for that, right?
Okay.
Because it is a business.
Yes.
But for me, I'm always coming from an artistic angle. I'm always coming from a place of restraint rather than all speed go, you know? So I think I'm most grateful for my team, my management, people I've had around me that have just supported those changes.
Okay.
Because it's, you know, it's not easy to market somebody like me. I'm not like a brand
Yes.
where people know what they're going to buy when they buy a Nelly Furtado CD. They have no idea what it might sound like.
Sure.
So I haven't really developed that brand for myself. It's just, I belong to a brand of music, so I'm more for those people that are really looking for a musical adventure every time.
Okay.
And so I guess I'm most grateful, for having those people around that have let me be myself.
Okay. The industry has changed so much, you know, since 2000. What are the toughest or the most challenging things for an artist today, like yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. And I think probably the way the process of promotion has changed a lot.
Yes.
And there's more cross promotion now.
Okay.
Where there's just the way things are financed is quite different, so there's a lot of cross branding and all those things. I mean, that's always existed. It's just on another level the way everything works. The other thing would probably be media and just you have to be a little more careful with what you say in an interview
Okay.
because someone will know 5 seconds later what
It's
you
true.
said. So it's really changed things. Before you'd have to wait at least maybe 48 hours, and it'd be on like the BBC Wire or something.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yes.
Radio 1 BBC Wire. It'd be like,
changed.
ooh, gossip. Now it's like you.
5 seconds,
Today, if I punch, I would never punch you. But if I like hit you with a pillow and like started beating you up in the interview,
Yeah.
tomorrow it would be like on the front page.
Of course, I'll be on the front page of Twitter or Instagram right now.
Yeah. But
Last
I would
question.
never do that.
Okay. Last question, I know you're very busy. And this one is from the Vocalist magazine. And what do you eat before performance?
Wow, this I have to say, this is a very good interview.
Thank you,
This is
appreciate
an
that.
awesome interview. You're awesome.
Thank you.
And I love to answer a question about the voice. That's great. My voice, what do I eat? Okay, so my singing teacher always told me to avoid like acidic things,
Okay.
sort of like lemon or orange or even tomato or things that are too spicy. They're really bad for your voice. And alcohol. You can't drink alcohol and sing because it strips your vocal cords. And the other thing is, when you go to sleep at night and you have a performance the next day, you can't eat for 3 hours before you go to bed, or else it does the same thing. The acid strips your voice. Day of show, it's good to have protein,
Okay.
chicken, fish, some vegetables, salad. Kind of eat like a bigger meal, like about 5 hours before your show,
Yes.
and maybe 3 hours eat something lighter, and then kind of get out there. Otherwise, your voice won't be like completely warmed up. And I find it helps to do a bit of breathing exercises too, and some physical exercise just to be completely warm when you get out on stage.
Okay. Unfortunately, I can't ask my other questions, but
Aww.
it's okay. I appreciate it though. And all the
Thank
best in
you.
your career, right?
Thank you very much.
Stay the same.
Aw, thank you.
No problem.
Good. It's great.
Thank you very much, guys.
Good.
Later.